In life, there are many ways to get from point A to point B. Some people take a direct route, while others have a more unconventional journey, with a few detours along the way. The Honorable Michael Berg took the latter on his way to becoming a federal magistrate judge for the United States District Court for the Southern District of California.
So I grew up in a very small town in South Dakota, Huron. Population around 12,000 people, sort of like Mayberry RFD, where everybody knew everybody. One high school. Went to college back at South Dakota and made the decision to come to San Diego for law school. Came out here sight unseen. My first day in law school was my first day in California. I just thought that if I stayed in South Dakota to go to law school, I'd probably never end up leaving, and I knew I didn't want to live there my whole life. So I made the jump and never looked back.
After graduating with a BA from the University of South Dakota, Judge Berg went to the University of San Diego School of Law and practiced as a criminal defense attorney for almost 40 years. He successfully represented some of the most high-profile criminal cases in San Diego, including the first ever death penalty case filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of California.
I was kind of a tougher kid. You could probably ask my mom and dad about that. I'm sure they have plenty of stories. I'm sure I was not the easiest kid to raise. And I got into some trouble as a youngster. And I had actually a very good lawyer to represent me. And I thought, you know, this is a good career path, and I wanted to use that to try to help change other people's lives that might have been going down a wrong path. And USD took a chance on me, and hopefully I'm repaying that.
Judge Berg began splitting his time as a lawyer between state and federal work. He worked a large variety of cases, from traffic tickets to death penalties and anything in between. He never considered presiding as a magistrate judge until an open seat became available.
I didn't have a particular path to the bench, as a lot of people do. I had a very dear friend of mine, one of my closest friends, was a former magistrate judge, David Bartik, and he unfortunately passed away from cancer about 5 years ago. After he had passed away and the position opened up, I gave it some thought and decided to apply for the open position, and here I am.
I have known Michael Berg for a long, long time. We go back probably 25 to 30 years. These last 5 or 6 years, when he's been a member of our court, has been the greatest time of our relationship together. I think that is the point in time when I really became aware of who Michael is.
Judge Berg attributes the practical learning he received from USD School of Law in making the immediate transition from a law student to a criminal defense attorney seamless.
I think USD has the ability to teach you the basic, the book smarts, what you need to learn. But I think what USD really does and makes them stand out is they also have this practical side with the clinics, the externships. The professors are all top-notch, highest caliber. But I think the actual practical learning that you can receive there, aside from just learning the case law, but the practical experience really sets it apart. I am one of those people that never forgets when somebody helps me out along the way. I like to repay that debt, as it were, and I am forever grateful to USD for the opportunity they gave me, and I will forever do everything I can to make them successful in return.
I think he has tremendous gratitude for his alma mater, and he wants to remain close and, in a sense, pay it back. He pays it forward in so many ways. He has a quality that touches people, and he expresses that, from what I hear, when he's on the bench, and in a sense, reflecting back on his law school. He is enhancing the image of USD simply by being here.
Past distinguished alumni winners decorate the walls of Warren Hall. These distinguished alumni embody the high ethical standards that USD School of Law seeks in its graduates. When Judge Berg was a student, he often roamed the same halls wondering what it would take for him to join the distinguished few. 42 years later, his dream becomes a reality.
You know, when I was a student at USD, I would often walk down the hall where the pictures of the former distinguished award winners are, and I would look at the pictures, and I always kind of wondered what it is that they did after law school that set them apart from other people. And I think if you were to have asked anybody, truly anybody at the time I was going to school, if they saw this in my future, it would be a definite no way. If this were comparable to a horse race, I would have been the horse that stumbled out of the blocks. There was no way that I ever saw this in my future. So for me now to receive this award, it is the most humbling thing I can tell you. It is the highest award I've ever received, and I just am so thankful and blessed that USD has honored me with this.